this is Killer Kyle, and welcome to Wheels of Fury, another episode where we talk of wrestling or any old random thing, I guess.
Yep.
If you didn't watch the little clip I posted yesterday, obviously we attempted to do this last night and it didn't work. Take a look. Hey, me and Matt here, and this is Killer Kyle, and we're hanging out in Kyle's apartment.
Yeah.
I figure I'm gonna be doing a lot of shit, so might as well do it now. So anyway, yeah, that and my camera right now is fucked up, so I honestly tried and I thought we were doing good, and then something happened. And it was like 15 minutes worth.
Yeah, it seems to be one of those things where when you get going on something, you just want to keep going with it. And you may not even realize something happens until maybe in a situation like this, you re-watch it to add it in, or you just re-watch it to see if you want to add anything or whatever, and you see how far you got, and then when you keep talking, you don't even realize that it stopped, and it's like, gee, that didn't fucking work.
Yeah, well, you can it is what it is. Basically, this week in wrestling was really fucking interesting. There's a lot of...
Certainly was.
I got a lot of good stuff.
Yeah.
I think. Well, starting off with Raw, basically. And you go, alright, so... I wasn't there, unfortunately.
Right.
I tried to catch up, but I only got a few things now.
Yeah.
Well, okay, so Bayley basically came out of her shell.
Yeah, you can say that. It was Bayley, Sasha Banks, and Ember Moon against the Riot Squad.
Yeah.
And it seemed to be like, oh, everything's going smoothly, and they're working good together, and tagging, and, really having a good match. And then, of course, the Riot Squad ends up winning. And it was like, once the Riot Squad won, Bayley lost her shit and went after Alexa. Now, I don't really remember if there was an incident that happened where Bayley got pushed into Sasha, or Sasha got pushed into Bayley, or whatever, but just once the match ended, here goes Bayley in the ring and just pulverizing Sasha.
She came to right the fuck out of nowhere, like Roderick Strong when he turned heel.
Essentially.
However, now, to be fair, a lot of people go, yeah, okay, Bayley's heel. Alright, but at the same time, 2 years, how many times did I say Bayley needs to shit or get off the pot?
Yeah.
And she needs to be more fierce, stop pandering to the fans. Although you're a face, that's what you're supposed to do.
Right.
But that lost her a lot of matches. So now, she's got this badass streak. Now, this whole fucking thing with Kurt Angle, and basically going backstage, and Kurt's obsessed with her relationship with Sasha Banks, or her friendship, whatever.
Yeah.
And so he's like, alright, next week on Raw, you're going to go to therapy.
Yeah.
Anger management, whatever.
Yeah.
Like, are you fucking serious? So, I don't know. Like, to me, this is kind of like, alright, this doesn't make any sense.
No.
And Bayley, having her do that, it's like, okay, got Braun Strowman, the monster among men, who likes to tip cars over, and all this other shit. Nothing was done with him.
Yeah.
So, I don't know what's gonna happen next week. I don't know if I'll watch it. Just kind of fucking the dumbest thing I ever heard.
I mean, okay, you can be invested in your superstars and want to see them work together if they're a team or if they're friends and get along and everything. But I think with Sasha Banks and Bayley, it's either one of those things where you either gotta put them in the ring and let them pulverize the shit out of each other enough to where they can move on, or fucking lock them in a room together and hash out their emotions, maybe cry it out and then move on. Like, fuck. What the hell's with this therapy session? Like, Jesus.
Yeah.
I mean, okay, you don't really want to see Bayley and Sasha throw away their friendship, but at the same time, it's like, find a different way for them to work it out. And I mean, as far as a rivalry would go between Sasha and Bayley, I mean, okay, there's been some twists and theories about whether or not Sasha was trying to push away Bayley or be on her own and be her own individual, or, you know, Bayley's too gullible. And I mean, like, there's been some instances where you would think that they would have a good understanding of, like, when you're in a match and it's like every person for themselves, like the Elimination Chamber or the Women's Royal Rumble match or instances like that, and you can go, okay, it was every person for themselves, my friend won, I'm happy for them, great, let's carry on. But it just seems to be that the way things are working out right now are not as good as they once were. Because I find that the rivalry, well, if you want to call it a rivalry, that they had on NXT,
Yeah.
was far superior than anything they've fucking done on Raw.
Well, yeah, and you know, you want to talk about the first Iron Woman match.
Yeah.
Holy shit. I mean, they put their bodies on the line, you know. It was the beginning of the women of wrestling being taken seriously. I think.
More
anyway.
seriously.
Well, yeah, because, like I said, when I watched wrestling as a kid, I never paid attention to women's wrestling. I never really gave it a chance.
Yeah.
But looking at now, it seems okay, so they're incorporating more moves. You have a stipulation match involving women, and sometimes you have the main event Raw or SmackDown.
And I mean, it seems to be that when you have women go into a stipulation match, if you will, the stipulation matches they have now are yin and yang compared to stipulation matches way back when.
Yeah.
I mean, you compare lingerie pillow fight and an evening gown match to women's Hell in a Cell and, let's say, a women's Falls Going Anywhere match. Polar opposites. And I mean, yeah, I'm sure a lot of people were into seeing these women stripped to their bra and undies or beat each other up with pillows and that, but that was for, you could say, a sexual appeal to probably the male demographic of your audience for wrestling. But now it's like, okay, we can have women have legitimate stipulation matches and have them be really good, other than just two women pussy fighting,
Yeah.
tearing each other's clothes off and whatever.
Yeah, I mean, the whole attitude here, and that's the only thing that I really didn't care for, was that's when you associated the female wrestlers, it was all about bra and panties or other shit, pillow fights, and yeah, besides Trish and Lita, they weren't being taken seriously, so
Yeah.
nowadays it's all good.
Yeah, I think Trish and Lita were the two main women that helped turn women's wrestling around for the better.
Yeah.
Like, if you really want to go in depth as to, like, who would be the top women that really changed people's perspective of women's wrestling, you could go Trish, Lita, China, Beth Phoenix, and probably
Gail Kim.
Yeah, go that way.
Yeah. You had another thing with the Wyatt, well, the Wyatts, Bray Wyatt and Matt Hardy with Bo Dallas and Curtis Axel doing their insult thing again.
What the fuck happened with those two? Honest to God. Seems like ever since, like, okay, when they were on NXT, of course you had Bo off and rocking, and then you got this inspirational thing going, and Curtis Axel was getting his thing rolling, and then of course you had the whole thing with the Nexus, and off and running and rock and rolling with that, and then that whole thing dissolved, and it really seemed like Curtis Axel and Bo Dallas on their own were doing really well. Because I mean, like, you had Curtis Axel be Intercontinental Champion, and Bo Dallas still working with the whole inspirational thing.
Yeah.
But then it seemed to be that both of them were kind of starting to go downhill as far as their careers went, until they got aligned with Miz, and he brought them back up to at least be legitimate. Now, as few matches as they had when they were aligned with the Miz, they were fantastic.
Oh yeah, you know, and I thought, so you have two third-generation wrestlers, and you're not doing anything with them. Now, Curtis Axel had the Intercontinental title for a while, won it on Father's Day, which was pretty cool, you know, with the history with that.
Yes.
And then you got Bo Dallas. Well, you're not doing shit with him. I mean, you had a feud with JBL after the Royal Rumble. I think that was him.
Yeah, I think so.
So, but then the whole inspirational thing was pretty funny, but again, they weren't doing anything with him. And so, those two together, I thought that was pretty cool. So let's see what they can do. Now that they're on Raw and Miz is on SmackDown. Yeah, the B team isn't such a great name, but hell, these guys can pretty much do anything, you know. And yeah, so what if they become tag team champions, you know? Just as long as Dawson and Dash get their title defense at some point.
I mean, as entertaining as Bo Dallas and Curtis Axel are, and as good of wrestlers as those two are, it seems to be right now the whole B team storyline they've got going right now is just one big joke. Although I will say the way they've got it going right now with the Woken Warriors and Matt Hardy and Bray Wyatt, and then Curtis Axel and Bo Dallas. You've got brother against brother.
Well, and that's what I was getting at. I wasn't really... Well, whatever. You had a match at Money in the Bank, and then all of a sudden, it got taken out for some reason. Now, what's going to happen again at Extreme Rules? I think this is going to be great, because you get to see brother versus brother. You know, it's kind of like you know, Brent and Owen or Matt and Jeff. And it's pretty cool just to see them, you know, their styles and all that other shit, because you look at those two and you think, yeah, they do look alike somewhat, but are their styles going to complement each other? Do you think they're going to have a great match?
Maybe.
And as you know, you talk about wrestlers like Bo Dallas and Curtis Axel, you look at Bray Wyatt, you know, he was on a losing streak for a long time, and for some reason last year they gave him the WWE title, so it is what it is. But the fact of the matter is, he should have waited for a while until he got a winning streak. He has just started to A, become face, and B, is starting to win a lot more matches.
I said this once before a while ago when we did a video. Hell, I'll say it again. Matt Hardy is what helped Bray Wyatt regain legitimacy. Like, he's still that eerie, creepy, mysterious, talking in riddles character, but once they turned Matt Hardy Woken to play off the broken gimmick from TNA Impact, the two seem to mesh well together and work well together, and it's working right now. We'll see what happens when the time comes for Bray Wyatt and Matt Hardy to lose the titles, but for right now, it's going pretty good. I will say the way they first came to be as a tag team, as a pairing, was rather interesting. It was like, basically have Bray Wyatt help Matt Hardy win the Honcho of the Zap Memorial Battle Royal, and then all of a sudden, hey, we got a team, let's rock with it. You know? But, hey, it's working pretty good so far.
Yeah, and I think that, I would have wanted to see Bo Dallas and Curtis Axel versus the Revival. But that wouldn't make any sense because it's a heel team.
Yeah.
So you would have Bo Dallas and Curtis Axel go against Hardy and Wyatt.
Yeah.
Now, they do play well off each other, you know. I think it's a lot better than Bray Wyatt and Randy Orton, but...
Sure. I mean, even when you look at it, you got, like, Bray Wyatt, who's the mysterious, kind of loose, creepy, eerie, riddle, mastermind kind of character. And then you got Bo Dallas, who is the quirky, funny, silly, goofy, over-the-top kind of guy. It'll be interesting to see what would happen to put the two of them together like that, and how it'll work out.
Yeah. And it, you know, being interviewed, Braun Strowman was interviewed after Money in the Bank.
Yeah.
And he said, it was like, I only have 2 words, Brock Lesnar. So, it's about damn time. Let's see how long they're going to play this out. Probably SummerSlam. Let's find out if Braun Strowman has what it takes, and he does. Like we've been saying for 2 years, again, Braun Strowman needs the title.
Yeah.
You know, and he finally gets the Money in the Bank. Let's give him the WWE Universal title at some point. See, I almost slipped there. But, anyways.
And it was funny when your brother came over there when NXT Chicago, we watched it together. He said, who do you think's going to win the men's Money in the Bank ladder match? And I said, Braun Strowman. And your brother had a very valid point. That Braun Strowman could fairly easily become Universal Champion without the briefcase. And it makes perfect sense. I think, though, now that he's got the briefcase, it's an insurance policy, if you will.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Well, I mean, look. Here's a guy that is past due, and you put him in the greatest Royal Rumble. You have him win a shit title that has just been thrown the fuck away.
Basically, yeah.
You don't give him enough chances. You have him at WrestleMania take team with a 10-year-old. That could have fucking waited till SummerSlam when you could have had a legit take team for a while. And now you have him with the Money in the Bank. So, let's keep it that way. Let's see how it goes. I'm sure he will get his due. And it better be SummerSlam. Because the way it is right now, Brock Lesnar is not on Raw. He hasn't been on Raw for a long time. And I would think, as a champion, you would want to defend your title more. Now, I get it. Hulk Hogan didn't always defend the title.
Right.
Except for the Big Four. Hitman didn't really defend the title that much. Except for maybe the Big Four. Occasionally, a wrestling challenge, I guess.
Yeah.
So, it's like, alright, let's see how this goes, because this is bullshit. I want to see Braun Strowman finally become Universal Champion.
Right.
Because, like it or not, Brock Lesnar can fucking go back to UFC at any time.
Yeah.
So,
yeah, I have no idea what this whole thing is with Brock Lesnar right now. It just seems to be like they're trying to see if they can get Brock to hold on to the title as long as possible, which is ridiculous, because as good as matches he's had in defense of the Universal title, what are you waiting around so long for? I mean, you've got Braun Strowman with the Brent Money in the Bank briefcase. Now you've got Lashley. You've got a bunch of other superstars that could very easily have a chance at the Universal Championship. Give us some here, people.
yeah. You know, it's like you're wasting a lot of opportunity, and I'm not sure why, because I don't know. Like, I don't fucking know. You people want to turn away wrestling fans again because you will not put the right guys over. And that's fucking bullshit. So,
Yeah.
I don't know. We'll see. I mean, yeah. SmackDown was good, though.
Yeah.
You had that crazy otter, James Ellsworth, explain himself. And that was a good segment. I really think that was... He wanted to face Asuka. And it was like, okay, well, I think, you know, you're not in China. So...
You fucked yourself over there, pal.
Anyway, so Paige came out, which I thought was pretty cool. And I'm not sure, but it's like, okay, you want to fight Asuka now, but you're gonna wrestle her at Extreme Rules. I don't, like, okay. So just say, to me it was almost like she was slowly getting to that, I guess.
Yeah.
I don't know. Well, anyways, it's gonna be the Crazy Otter versus the Japanese Empress of Tomorrow. So, that'll be an interesting match. And I mean, we'll talk about that later, but I just saw a pretty cool intergender match. And that was awesome.
Yeah.
So, something that really was cool was, and I had left at this point, Jeff Hardy versus Eric Young.
Yes.
Obviously, for the U.S. title, Jeff Hardy was running.
Yeah, it looked like Jeff Hardy was going to retain the U.S. title, and then the Usos came out and started fighting with Wolf and Dane from last week, where Sanity attacked the Usos, and so Jeff Hardy and Eric Young are going at it, the Usos, and Killian Dean and Alexander Wolf are going at it. It's a three-way brawl. Match ends, goes to commercial, comes back, and it's six-man tag with Sanity against the Usos and Jeff Hardy.
And it's nice to see someone like Eric Young, you know, get where he's at now, because, you know, 10 years ago, even, you wouldn't see that. You wouldn't have said, one day Eric Young and Bobby Roode are going to end up on WWE. So,
you could say the same about a few other guys that are in WWE right now.
Yeah, sure enough. But Jeff Hardy and Eric Young, I don't even know if they wrestled in TNA. But
I don't think so.
it was cool to see that match, although, you know, I think that on Monday they need to put the strap on Eric Young. It doesn't matter if it's a US or a WWE title, although it's too early for him to have the title. It's just something that needs to happen, you know, and I'm still glad that Sanity's on the main roster.
Yes.
You have a little message from Andreas Anonymous and Selena.
You really had a good visual demonstration of just how fucking short that woman is.
Yep, fuck. It was just Andrea and a head.
Yeah, basically.
Like, if you zoomed in, it was almost like she was a ventriloquist.
Oh yeah, if you zoomed in that, like, it was Instagram post or whatever they've been doing lately, and yeah, if you zoomed in that freaking thing close enough to Andrade, fucking Selena would have been out of frame altogether. She's that goddamn short.
Like, if I see her live again, I'm gonna go, hey, get that 12-year-old out of the ring. It's gonna be an interesting, you know, I'm glad that he's there too. Like, he's almost a likable Alberto Del Patron, basically. I think he could be another great WWE champion.
Andrade Cien is one of those guys that, as much as he's like a big dick and you don't like him, he's at least not so big of a dick where he fucks himself over as far as doing things outside of the ring to get himself in more trouble. Get himself into trouble in Terminal.
It'll be cool when he actually gets in the ring. But, I mean, he was already in the ring, but he didn't really, he faced a local guy.
Yeah, it seems like they're trying to get Andrade legitimate competition, and so far nobody's had the balls to step up and face him.
Now, the main event was Daniel Bryan and
Harper.
And Luke Harper, which was interesting because you had all these years ago when Bryan, at the end of the year, joined the Wyatts, which at the time I thought it was too soon, but now that I think about it, it wasn't really that bad.
Yeah.
It's better than when Randy Orton joined the team. But it was pretty good, you know, and then him and Eric were beating him up, and who should come out? Kane. And so this is pretty cool. It was almost reminiscent of WrestleMania 7 for some reason.
I know where you're going with that.
Because, yeah, it was weird. So they're staring at each other. Bryan wants to go to leave after Kane extends his arms.
Yeah.
So he eventually runs over and gives him a hug. It'd be pretty funny if he like jumped up and did a Dirty Dancing style.
Yeah.
But, so, yeah, everyone was cheering. And for some reason, I don't like it when Kane does the yes chant. It's out of character for him, but
yeah,
they fucked with his character enough over the years. And so Paige came out and she says, I'm not gonna ruin this moment. We're gonna put you in the match. It'll be the Bludgeon Brothers versus Team Hellbound.
Yeah.
And I thought, well, this'll be cool, as if they bring Dr. Shelby back to actually be the manager, like a few years ago, it should have happened. But that didn't happen. But maybe that should happen this time. Who knows?
Yeah.
Although it's a little bit of a different circumstance.
Yeah.
But I'm excited to see where Extreme Rules goes now.
Oh, for sure.
NXT I just watched, and they emulated in London, well, not London, I don't think.
Blackpool?
Yeah, I think it was Blackpool. That was an awesome show.
Oh, yeah, man.
You know, you've got new tag team champions.
Mustache Mountain of Trent Seven and Tyler Bates.
Yes. That was awesome. And, you
Yeah.
know, pretty cool because, like I said, Bobby Fish, well, he's out of action. Do not put the title on Roderick Strong and have him team with Bobby Fish. It should always be Red Dragon. But Bobby's out of action for now, so I still have it on my PVR. I should watch that. It looks like it was a good show.
Yeah.
But again, one of these things where the British people know what the fuck they're doing.
Yeah.
It was hard hitting. It was like pretty much an awesome match. They were not defending. It was a match between Undisputed Era and the Mustache Duo taking on, and the match got canceled. We had Undisputed Era kick the shit out of the Mustache Mountain, and who should come out but Ricochet?
Yeah.
Which I kind of thought Pete Dunne would come out, but that didn't really happen. So
Yeah.
it turned into a 6-man tag, which Undisputed Era got the win. I'm really impressed with Ricochet, obviously.
Yeah.
I think he's doing great. You know, the Mustache Mountain, definitely looking forward to seeing more of their matches on NXT.
Yeah.
We had Lacey Evans versus Candice LeRae, which I thought was pretty cool. This is like right after Johnny Gargano and Tommaso Ciampa. And so Lacey's doing the match. She's got her fancy 1950s hat on, and that was pretty fucking cool.
Yeah.
I like her. I mean, she's a legit wrestler too.
Oh, yeah, absolutely.
Plays a great heel, but the fact that she is who she is, it's like they turned her heel.
Basically, yeah.
But Candice LeRae won, and yeah, it was a pretty cool match. You also had Kona Reeves coming. Well, since they changed him, it was pretty, interesting.
Yeah.
But 205 was great too.
Yeah, 205 was pretty good.
I mean, holy shit. You got the debut, basically, of Leo Rush. And, that was the best high-fly flow I have ever seen.
Oh, yeah, no doubt.
Fuck. Like, the range and everything. The flexibility that this guy has.
Yeah.
One of the best wrestlers that ever was on Smash, or, wherever else he was. It's pretty cool just to see him. So you had, in the beginning, Akira Tozawa versus Tony Nese. Kind of interesting to see what they're doing with Akira Tozawa, because I want to know when they're going to give him the push. I actually thought about this today, because it's nice that they have a whole show dedicated to the cruiserweights and everything, but they eventually have to come up to Raw or SmackDown.
Yeah.
I think it's time to, within the end of the year, maybe, I don't know, cancel 205? I mean, how many more shows do you think they need, on the network at least? It was a good match anyways.
Yeah, for sure.
But one of these days you want to see these guys go for the, US title or the Intercontinental title or whatever. Like, I look at Drew Gulak and I'm like, holy shit, this guy has become one of my favorite wrestlers in this time period, because he just has that aggression and it makes a lot of sense, and he's a great heel, whether he is joking or doing the PowerPoint presentation or just being a vicious competitor. I mean, the match that he and Jack Gallagher and Brian Kendrick, who I didn't really see do a whole lot, versus Grand Metalik and Lindsay Dorado and Kalisto, yeah.
Lucha House Party.
Yeah. You know, you talk about Francesca, and they actually have a mascot that looks like an animal.
It's a fucking pinata with Drew Gulak's face on it. They call it Penelope.
Yeah. Yeah, I know. I don't know why you... Like, can you not afford real fucking animals now? Seriously? Christ.
It used to be like 1980s all over again.
Yeah.
Frankie.
Winston and Damien.
Yeah.
Matilda, early 80s. But yeah, this was cool. It was an elimination match.
Yes.
So you almost had the Luchas win. But, of course, Drew Gulak got pretty much all of them. Well, I mean...
Got a couple of them unmasked.
Yeah. And again, I didn't see Brian Kendrick do too much.
Right.
He got Grand Metalik's mask off. And it's like, okay, that's kind of a dirty move.
Yeah.
I'm not sure why. Because, really, it doesn't go anywhere. Yeah, it's disrespectful, but it doesn't really go anywhere, and just pin the motherfucker and whatever. And but they just took the mask right off. So, yeah, this is pretty cool. I mean, again, one of the best matches of the night, including Leo Rush. I think 205 is started to be one of my favorite shows.
Right.
Ever since Drake Maverick came in. And
Yes.
I've said that a few times already, but still. But, I mean, this was a good show. And then,
You even had Cedric Alexander try to advocate to have a match against Hideo Itami.
yeah, and then there's Showdown, which is like children.
It was intense, as it was supposed to be. You couldn't hear a fucking word they were saying, and there was a microphone malfunction or something.
I'm surprised I won't be made fun of. No, I'm pretty sure they'll have a match for the title at some point. I mean, Kenta is a very good wrestler.
Oh, absolutely.
But I don't know if it's... No, it is. I'm sure the lines that they feed him about show me respect.
Yeah.
It doesn't make sense when he keeps saying it over and over and over.
Yeah.
But no TJP this time.
Nope.
Like, I didn't like him at first, obviously, but, you know, he's been around, and his new heel attitude, especially just coming inside the ring with the microphone and kicking ass while he's talking, it's like, very cocky, and it's very cool to see some of that shit. But 205 was a good show. NXT was, yeah, so let's talk about Impact. I'm trying... Well, Eddie Edwards has really become a psychopath.
Oh, fuck.
I mean, this guy really is crazy. Like, okay, so...
He's just become a fucking deranged psychopathic lunatic.
Pretty much like OVE, basically, you know. It's like, okay, so you beat him up. Like, fucking leave him alone.
Wow.
Ali, I'm not sure where Ali is now.
Yeah.
It doesn't make sense. LAX are the new tag team champions again.
Yes.
So that's pretty cool. You have a showdown with Conan and Eddie Kingston. And that was interesting.
Yeah.
You know, the more I look at Conan, the more he looks like he hasn't slept in 4 days. Like, shit. But I like to see what they're gonna do with him eventually, because he's one of those guys that need to be in their corner. Like, I know that he advocates for LAX, but at the same time, it's like, you know, is he injured or can he not wrestle anymore? I don't know. Looking back at the days when he was in LAX, and I didn't even know that.
Yeah.
And he could actually wrestle, but now that he's a lot older. Got Taya Valkyrie, as Madison Rayne did a speech afterwards.
Yeah.
And talking about her daughter and all this other stuff.
Yeah.
It's pretty cool just to see these wrestlers come back, like Madison Rayne, or you have Petey Williams and Sanjay Deep.
Yeah.
Well, even seeing Don Callis
Yes.
doing commentary with that freakishly deep voice.
Yeah, it seemed to be that they had Sanjay Dutt doing commentary for a little while, and then he left all of a sudden. Josh Matthews was calling events on his own, and then all of a sudden, DC Cyrus, Don Callis, whatever the fuck you want to call him, doing commentary, the Jackal, doing commentary with Josh Matthews. And then there was that one bit where he had Sanjay Dutt getting all the wrestlers together, telling them, oh, we'll find out who's been attacking you and who's been behind it. We've got lots of security and all this other stuff. So it's like, you move Sanjay from commentary to like an executive or something.
Yeah.
So I guess that means his in-ring career is Kaputski's.
Yeah.
He's done, I guess.
Shit. That's fucking insane. He's not that old either.
No.
But...
Although they did say there, when he first initially started doing commentary, that he had a Achilles tendon injury, I think it was, and who knows, maybe that injury is what caused him to unofficially retire from in-ring competition and move on to an executive of Impact or whatever they got going right now.
Yeah, that's kind of weird. I mean, you get Impact, you have their pay-per-view in Toronto.
Yes.
And you have Madison Rayne challenging Su Yung.
Yes.
For the Impact Knockouts Championship, which I think Allie, I don't know where she is at this point, unless she's doing some other wrestling promotions.
Maybe.
Like Rosemary, I'm not even sure what they did with her.
Yeah.
Although there was a talk about, you had Congo Kong with Jimmy Jacobs, and they're ordering a match, and it's like, yeah, you know, I can't wait to see what more they do with Congo Kong.
For sure.
You know. Yeah, that's basically it, I guess. You know, I can't wait to see what happens in the future. It's too bad we didn't get enough tickets for the pay-per-view, but one of these days I'm gonna have to fucking go to Skydome or ACC or the Ricoh Center, which looks pretty fucking cool. And I mean, it looks different from any other arena I've seen.
Yeah.
So I had to Ring of Honor, and that was a good show. It's been a while. Like, I saw it a few days ago. So, Bullet Club versus the Briscoes.
Right.
And so that was cool.
Yeah.
And yeah, the Briscoes have always been a great tag team, either face or heel.
Yeah.
I thought, because I've never seen them heel before, it was interesting to see them. And then you get the Bullet Club and Cody coming out with the peanut butter teddy bear. No Brandy. I don't know what the hell happened. Like,
Yeah, I don't know either.
But yeah, it was a good match, obviously. I think that this coming pay-per-view for Ring of Honor, you have Bully Ray versus...
Flip Gordon?
Yeah. And that's going to be interesting. You know, the one thing I didn't really understand, and it's like, it was sort of a shoot, but it was a work, kind of. Bully Ray coming out and talking about how he had no idea that Flip Gordon was in the military, and he respects him, and shows everybody a picture of his parents, what she had at the Hall of Fame for WWE. And
yes.
So yeah, he salutes him, and then Dick Kick City, bitch.
Yep.
So, I don't know what's going on, but yeah, Flip Gordon versus Bully Ray. It's cool to see Bully Ray come back to action.
Yeah.
I'm not sure if the concussion was legit. It probably was a work too. I don't know. I never fucking know.
Yeah.
Dalton Castle cut one of the best promos I've ever seen.
Yeah, that was a good promo.
You know, that match is going to be interesting. Dalton Castle versus Cody versus Marty Scurll, which will be an interesting match.
Yeah.
And again, I can download these. Actually watch this pay-per-view. It looks pretty cool.
Yeah.
I'm just trying to figure out what happened at this show. Anyways, it was a good show. And I think, yeah, I didn't really have a women's match this time.
No.
They do that periodically, but
Yeah.
they still advertise the cruise with Chris Jericho and Kenny Omega. So that's pretty cool, I guess. But yeah, Ring of Honor was still a pretty good episode. And it's pretty cool just to see what the Briscoes, who they face next. And, you know, they're still one of my favorite tag teams. I think the Young Bucks definitely, because they've been all over, are still one of the best tag teams of this generation.
Yeah.
Generation me.
Yeah.
But so then we go on to Smash, which was pretty cool. I talked earlier about the intergender match. I don't know if you watched Smash or not.
Yeah.
That was an awesome match. That was the sickest super kick I've ever seen.
No fucking kidding.
Shit, you know. But who was that again? I can't think of the names.
Oh. I can visualize it in my head. It just... name seems to escape me for some reason.
Yeah, that sucks. I'll look for it eventually.
Yeah, those matches on Smash were pretty good. One thing I am looking forward to, and it looks like they are going to televise it, I guess, is the match with Mia Yim and I can't remember the guy's name, but your brother was saying like it was a physical, hard-hitting match. So
yeah, I can't wait to see that. I mean, once again, it's pretty cool to see men and women wrestling each other, like not in a sexual way, obviously.
yeah,
But through the years, it was almost like, even in real life, hearing stories about how, you know, women can slap men around and men can't do shit. Well, that's not
Right.
fair. So to see that, you know, a great example also was WrestleMania, looking at fucking Triple H and Ronda Rousey.
yeah,
But, yeah, I can't wait to see that match. I mean, like Jeremy said, it was pretty fucking sick.
yeah,
So, but one of the best matches I've seen, which kind of surprised me, you had Money Banks versus John Greed.
yeah. That was a good match.
Holy shit. I mean, two great veterans in Smash, you know. It was one of the best matches ever. And, you know, because you don't really think that anybody can beat John Greed because of his size. But, yeah, this was pretty cool. Because Brent Banks is one of the best wrestlers. And for him to do that, it's pretty fucking cool.
Yeah, for sure.
To show respect as well.
Oh yeah.
But I can't wait to see what more can happen. You didn't hear anything from the well-oiled machines or Uno and all those
Super
other...
Smash, Malice.
Yeah. Yeah. But, I don't know, this next week will be pretty cool as well. I can't wait to see what happens. I know that we fucked up a little bit, but that's okay. You know, sometimes it's like I watch a show, and I should actually pinpoint what I see afterwards.
Yeah.
But everything escapes me every once in a while.
Yeah, no kidding.
That's fine. But this was a good week in wrestling. I can't wait to see what they do with Bayley. I mean, I really don't want to watch the mess that's going to be the therapy session.
Yeah.
But I don't know, what was your takeaway?
Fairly good week this week. Be interesting to see what happens with this week on Smash and Impact. And we'll get to that when we get to that. Other than that, fairly good week so far. Having Raw and SmackDown and then the United Kingdom tournament and the NXT UK on the same nights. One in the afternoon, of course, one at the regular time in the evening. So, pretty much had a more full week of wrestling than normally would get.
Yeah, I mean, and that's the thing, you know, sometimes you get a hit and miss show, sometimes you get a great show, and it was okay. Like, I mean, Raw was interesting, SmackDown was really good. I mean, you could take away from Raw the whole Bayley situation.
Yeah.
And what they're going to do with that.
Right,
And
yeah.
then you have Luke Gallows and Carl Anderson. You know, one day they'll get the tag team titles. And the Bludgeon Brothers and Daniel Bryan, you know, the beatdown. It's interesting because they were kind of in a stable at one point.
Yeah.
In the feud, but the whole thing with Team Hell No Bread getting back together, it's awesome. I can see how well that works out. The whole thing with Bayley, you know, you can have Dr. Shelby come in, or who knows, you know, miracles do happen. Let's say AJ Lee comes back, but it's a possibility. Next week's gonna be pretty good, I guess. But anyways, this is me and Matt and Killer Kyle, and we'll talk to you next week. I was thinking about more reviews that we could do. Like, I know last week we did The Rampage in 1992.
Yeah.
I saw a list of a lot of other shit as well. Not shit, but, you know, stuff that you can just look at, see if you can find it on YouTube. Sometimes there's some good things, sometimes it's like, well, it's hard to find. But that was pretty cool. But, yeah, who knows what the next episode will be, I guess.
Yeah.
Anyways, talk to you later.